Just in case you didn't check after yesterday's trailer, The Acolyte takes place about 100 years before The Phantom Menace, so this guy is not young Palpatine, unfortunately. He wasn't even born yet, but it could be somebody else, and there are two possibilities that we're going to discuss in this video, because what else are we going to discuss? It's The Acolyte, baby. The trailer was great. I really wanted more, but it is just a teaser trailer, so you'll have to keep waiting for the full trailer, which I think will come out May 4th probably, so we got a month and a half to wait for that. And I mean, the full trailer should reveal a lot. Not only the dude with the red lightsaber, if we stop it right here, you can see that he has a human hand, so it's probably not who we think. We're going to discuss a lot in this video, so I'm not going to spoil everything immediately, but yeah, I can't wait to see more cameos of full Jedi Masters. That's going to be awesome too. This is the first time we see May, the quote-unquote villain, as the teaser portrayed it. She is going against the Jedi. This is the first time we see her, like, in live action going against the Jedi Masters, bringing a knife to a force fight, which wasn't a great idea. As we saw in the teaser, she kind of lost both fights, both with Master Soul and Master Andala, so she probably needs more consulting, more training. And this leads us to that scene that we saw during the teaser, which was an Octo kind of planet. I'm thinking it's Octo definitely, but whichever planet it is, we see a silhouette of a person in the distance. At first glance, he looks human, and he doesn't look very tall by that account, but both the possibilities are there. There's also a possibility that we are having ourselves a Dagobah Darkside cave situation at this point. This might very well be somebody in May's imagination, training her through the dark side, channeling the dark side, and this is why she is essentially, as we see here, a Sith cultist. So as I said earlier, we can remove Palpatine from the entire equation simply because this takes place 100 years before. So who was 100 years before? Because the Sith were always there, even though the Jedi don't know about their existence yet. The Sith lurked in the shadows, and yes, we can see now with the Acolyte how they practically sent off their minions to do their bidding. They were never passive enough to not even interfere at all. They were in the shadows, but they were still scheming. So at this point in time, 100 years before the Phantom Menace, I can assume that we have Darth Tenebrous and Darth Plagueis. Of course, with these two characters, now we've veered off completely into Star Wars Legends material. In fact, Darth Plagueis is still just a figment of Palpatine's imagination if you look at it from a certain point of view, because in canon we've never seen, heard of, or anything from anybody else about Plagueis. The last novel to come out about Darth Plagueis was pre-Disney, when they decided to offload everything into the EU, into Legends, so that novel is not actually considered canon by most. And as of right now, in Star Wars canon, Darth Plagueis is only considered a folktale from Palpatine, what he tells to Anakin about Darth Plagueis the Wise, so he could be lying. So officially the word is that Palpatine could be lying to Anakin. Why not? And then we go to Darth Tenebrous, who is not even considered canon at all, and he was from the Bith species, so outside of the Cantina ban, we have not seen Bith do anything else but that. Alrighty, so for me, I'm gonna start off by immediately saying that this could not be Darth Plagueis slightest. He looks very human, and he looks pretty short. Now, Plagueis' species are pretty much tall, lengthy creatures, and they have enormous heads as well. So by the silhouette itself, it doesn't seem like it's Darth Plagueis. Moreover, again, it's 100 years. If Plagueis is alive during this time, he might be just a toddler, or he might not exist at all. Canon is still shuffling and moving things around. You can see that they are retconning deaths at this point. That's why these videos, that's why we talk about things, what we think is going to happen. And what I think is going to happen is that I think Plagueis won't be in this series, perhaps in the later episodes or a mention or something. I would love that. But the end of this teaser does give you a hint as to who this person really is, and I think this is a human Sith. Why a human Sith? Well, I know both Plagueis and Tenebrous were not human, but we don't know who Tenebrous' master really was. Just stop and think about it for a second. We've never really gone back and back. We know that Darth Bane was the one who was responsible for the rule of two. That's why I said that it could be one of those dark side caves, Dagobah things, because Octo does have one of those areas as well that are concentrated with the dark side that are Force nexus essentially that Rey went through too. So May could have been going through the same thing and perhaps visiting or talking or, conversating with the spirit of Darth Bane. We still don't know. Something could happen there definitely. There is a reason why this person is in silhouette, but if it's not Darth Bane, the creator of the rule of two, then mostly the other Sith Lords after Darth Bane are pretty much unknown until we get to Darth Tenebrous, Plagueis, and then Sidious, and so forth. So could this actually be Darth Tenebrous' master? The timeline could fit perfectly, and of course, as I said, it's canon. They keep retconning and shuffling things around, so essentially it could be that Tenebrous is not a Bith anymore at all. So it's either Darth Tenebrous as a human or Tenebrous' master who is a human, because in my opinion this dude is not just a cultist or a fan of the Sith. This guy is a complete Darksider and perhaps a Sith himself, not just because of the red lightsaber, but because of how he force-pushed Jedi Masters and Jedi Knights. Don't forget that amongst all those Jedi, who some might have been Padawan perhaps, was Master Soul too, and he is a Jedi Master. That force push is nothing to joke about, my guys. So this man essentially has the powers of Sidious, the powers of Vader. This is no joke. This dude is the real deal, and I think the one who has the red lightsaber and who force pushes the Jedi is this guy in silhouette, who May is essentially taking orders from, or perhaps just being trained for some purpose. This guy could either be the master of Plagueis, Darth Tenebrous in human form, they have just retconned it in canon, or perhaps he is Darth Tenebrous' master, a Sith unknown to us until now. And during the series, we see him take on a new apprentice, either Tenebrous or Plagueis, and we all know how it continues from there. And yeah, it was a pretty good teaser, great teaser. If you ask me, I want to see the full trailer May 4th, because we're gonna get a lot more. If the teaser was this jam-packed, then I can't imagine what the full trailer will be. So talk to me down below.